Well, it's November 1st, and it's like 5:30 in the morning. Off, got to load up all my hunting gear here, and do some final checks, and go in and get the coffee, and then be ready to go. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first morning was a success, and about a 2-year-old buck slipped by us. I don't know where he. Good morning though. It's cold. It was about 25 degrees this morning, and it's windy right now, but it's supposed to warm up. Yeah, it's a nice day. It's almost 4 o'clock, and it took us a little bit longer to get in here. We had 2 does working right behind us here about 15 minutes ago. We're sitting pretty much a trail crossing. My cameraman cut himself. That's what happens when you're shooting a Magnus broadhead. Well, day 2 in Missouri. It's a nice crisp morning. It's probably 50 degrees. So during the rattling sequence, just prior to this doe coming through, had a shooter buck come through about 50 yards. Never were able to get him on camera or have a shot opportunity on him. He moved on through, doe came through, and then this little buck came in right behind this doe, and that pretty much wrapped up day 2. But day 3 ended up picking up with a little bit more of the chasing action at a different property. Your choice. We had a couple more bucks come in through the morning hours, but that evening, as you can see, we switched locations and ended up having some more rut activity going on below us. Hunted here for the next couple of days, and it was pretty eventful. We just had a doe just run directly in front of us. We could tell that she was getting chased. And shortly after, this little buck decides to make an appearance, chasing her up and down the road in front of us. About 20 minutes before dark, this little guy comes out on the same trail that the hot doe and the buck before came out on, and stuck around for the remainder of the evening. pushing around another doe, and pretty much into the evening we ended up having to bust them out to get out of the stand. Here's some blue jays, if you didn't know. Blue jays are indicators of deer. I don't know why they don't like them, but they don't. I said it's 6:38. This is the same stand we were in last night. I'm just here to take care of some stuff, so a little camera again today. It's like 54 degrees. All in all, guys, this hunt on day 4 was actually a pretty successful and active hunt. I saw about 10 different deer that day and 1 shooter buck. The buck came in the picture just a little bit above these does here and walked from right to left, and that was around 9:30, so about 2 hours after these does came by, yes, and I was facing the wrong direction. And then once I got him in frame, I never pushed the record button, and well, I never got a shot on him. Beautiful buck, probably 140-inch deer, but lessons learned: push the record button and make sure you got your camera arm in the right area. Well, it's the last evening of my Missouri trip, and we are on a piece of public here. Finally got out on some public. The action in the evenings just kind of slowed down a little bit, and honestly, I wanted to get out and do some public land hunting as well. That may sound a little dumb since I've got property to hunt on up here, but you never know. So we're gonna walk in here about a mile and see what we can get on. It's hot. Turned out really hot. 3:39. We tried to get in a tree around this bean field, but it just wasn't working with the wind. So, as you can see, we're on the ground. Got my trusty cameraman with me. All right, so about 10 minutes before end of legal shooting light, I'm looking across the field, scanning, hear a deer coming down. And as it gets to the edge of the tree line, I think, man, this is about to happen. He's about to come in, and I'm going to seal the deal. But he gets to the edge of the field, takes one look at my decoy out in the field, and as you can see here, he sprints across the field from right to left here and stays about 70 yards from us the whole time. Beautiful buck, probably about 140-inch 10-point. Not that that matters. It would have been a beautiful buck to have taken on public land for sure, especially from the ground and using a decoy. I was stoked the whole time we was out there hunting, and by far out of my hunting trip to Missouri, this was absolutely the highlight of my trip, hunting on the ground with a decoy with a buddy of mine. But that was about it. I did hunt the next day. Nothing really happened the next day, and headed out about noon and got back home around 10 o'clock that night. So it was a wonderful time, and I can't wait to get back up there. All right, guys, so that wraps up my Missouri trip, tag soup. But I did come home with some memories, spent some amazing time with one of my buddies from the military, got to meet some amazing people that offered me the opportunity to hunt their property. So if you're watching this video, thank you very much. And honestly, I can't wait to get back up there. If I could change anything, I probably would absolutely hunt public land a little bit more often while I was up there. The public land was beautiful that we went and hunted on, and I would really like to have explored it a little bit more. Time crunch on these out-of-state hunts, you know, that kind of really puts the anxiety, the pressure on you to get things done. But guys, it was an extremely enjoyable hunt, just a little bit warm for that time of year. But, you know, it is what it is. That's hunting, and you can't always get them. So until next time, always remember to get outdoors, guys, and thank you for watching.